What's up, guys? Welcome back to Big Yogi'z Garage. Today I got DJ Dankish. What's up, Dank?
Yogi the Bear, baby. What's good?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, man.
Yeah,
appreciate you, man, having me out here.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you because I wanted to have on somebody. You know, I met him a long time ago, like in the '90s. My friend Greg Costello, my brother-in-law Mike.
Yep.
We used to hang out, and you were from Warbridge.
Yep.
I remember.
But I always came to the neighborhood all the time with the Greggy. That's how I met everyone. Yeah.
That's how you met us, son, Greggy.
Yep.
What's up, Greggy? Shout out to Greggy.
Greggy.
Yeah.
My guy.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a long ass time.
I seen him about 6, 7, 8 months ago or something like that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the homie.
Yeah, I haven't seen him. So then, so then after that, ever since social media was ever created, I've always followed you, and I know that you DJ'd and you was like you went all over the world. Can you tell me a little bit about that? How did you even start DJing and all that?
I started off in the clubs around like 2011, 2012, a couple friends. Pardon me. Basically, I just went out one night and, I was working a really long shift cooking. And my friend was like, he came into the restaurant and he was like, bro, you look stressed out. Just come kick it tonight, And I was like, I don't know. I was just really tired. I worked like a 10-hour shift. It was at the end of the night. He goes, bro, stop what you're doing. Let's just go and kick it and party. And I was like, all right. So I went out and kicked it that night, and I had such a good-ass time. So then I went back a couple more times just to support him, and, he's a local DJ, my boy Blake Thompson. And I just had such a good time. I was like, man, I just really want to become a DJ. This life is just too fun, and we turned up so hard. It was great. And I became a DJ, and next thing you know, here I am.
Yeah. So that's your the first time you started DJing, and then so what was your first gigs like? Was it like little stuff, or was it like
honestly
like high school stuff? Like, did you ever do like high school stuff? Or, like people do that kind of stuff. I don't know.
No, I started off in the clubs.
Okay.
So like
so right away
like
you already got jobs at the clubs?
Yeah. Well, my homie Blake and Chris and Fernando, all those guys, they were already promoters and DJs. So when I became a DJ, I didn't actually get a gig right away. I had to practice and learn how to mix and stuff like that. Okay. And then my boy Blake plugged me in, and then I started off at like Ale House. It was on Bancroft, and it's an old school Toledo club. It's not there anymore. Yeah. In fact, I think it's Arnie's now. Oh, okay. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But yeah, so it was funny because he was like, "You're gonna DJ," and I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, "I'm going to go drink, you're going to DJ." And at the Ale House at that time, it was like one of the hottest clubs. So there was like, jam-packed people wall to wall. And I'm like, oh, shit. I wasn't ready because I wasn't confident as a DJ. I had no skills or anything. Yeah. And he walked away and he's like, "You got it, right?" And I'm like, and I ended up DJing. Yeah. But I wasn't any good. But I was passionate about learning the craft because I wanted to be good in front of people. I didn't want to be on stage in front of a bunch of people and be like, and then everyone else is like, "What the hell is this dude doing?" You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Come on, get out of here. You're not an entertainer. You're not a DJ. Yeah. So I learned the craft inside out. I spent many, many days, learning different techniques on how to scratch and to juggle and stuff like that, turntablism. Yeah.
So what got you, like, from the beginning, what got you interested? Like, how's music so important to you in your life?
Just basically in every facet of life, you always have to have music. And me personally, it calms me. So like certain genres that I really like certain songs will make me either feel like in a reminiscent mood, like, oh, I remember this back in the day when I was working here, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just always a part of me. Yeah, like music is always definitely a part of my soul.
Music automatically takes you back to a moment in time. Yeah. You can listen to a song and be like, oh, I remember this.
Like, oh, man, I was here spinning, the mix probably 10 years ago.
Yeah. I remember when I first, there was a time where I lived in Warbridge, and you lived in Warbridge too. Yeah. And we kind of like hung out a little bit. And I remember you getting those tattoos. It had like a Tupac, the That one
Yeah,
right here?
this one, yeah.
This was one of like your first tattoos.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember getting that. I remember when Greg and all those guys when I was kicking it.
And I never knew what it meant,
outside.
like what that was. I was like, I asked you, like, what does that mean? You're like, Tupac has these.
Yeah,
So-
I was just a humongous Tupac fan as a kid. Like, even back then in the 90s, like, you know, when Tupac was still alive and he was actually at his peak. He had this tattooed right here, and he had the same thing right here, and then in the middle it said Outlaw.
Oh, okay.
But I was just like, I was a kid, you know what I'm saying? And I was just a humongous fan, so I went and got a tattoo.
See, I say that to say this, like, that goes to show like that you've been into music for like ever since I've ever met you. Like the first thing that I ever asked you about was that. I was like, what is that? What is that for? You're like, oh no, like Tupac. And I was like, for real, I think we went back because I don't think that back then there was no cell phones.
Well, I remember back in the day when we were over in the neighborhood and Skip was like, hey, that's on Tupac's wrist. And I was like, you know what that is?
Yeah, not too many people know about that, huh?
Yeah, it was old school.
That's like an insider thing, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, so you're DJing, so where did that take you? Like, once you got, once you got big in Toledo, where did that take you?
Well, you know, I like I said, I started in the clubs, and then I started doing hip hop shows. You know, rappers that would come and kick it in the club. We're like, hey man, I see you doing your thing. You want to DJ for me live? I got the show coming up. I'm opening up for so and so. And I'm like, all right, bet. So then I ended up DJing for this rapper that opened up for blah, blah, blah. Just for example, like I used to DJ for this rap group called MBK, My Brother's Keeper. And we opened up and headlined for Ritz and Bone Thugs and Harmony. Well, we headlined the local lineup, and then it went Ritz and then Bone Thugs and Harmony. But we were backstage kicking it with Bone Thugs and Harmony, Ritz and his DJ. And it's just a good example of, like, you know, when you DJ for certain people, you'll be in different positions.
Of course.
And, you know, I've been in many different positions like that, from DJing in Toledo to touring. I've toured with Insane Clown Posse.
ICP.
I've toured with DJ Paul from 3-6 Mafia. I've toured with Ritz. Just a lot of different people. I've done the South by Southwest Festival. I've actually, in fact, DJ'd for a lot of national acts too, other than just, you know, doing the touring acts. I've DJ'd for Gangsta Boo from 3-6 Mafia, and I rest in peace to Gangsta Boo. It still breaks my heart that she had passed away on New Year's. But her and I had a really good friendship.
Oh, for real? So you knew her personally, like?
Yeah, her and I had text back and forth, and she was actually, in fact, gonna headline my hip hop festival I was gonna throw in Toledo this year. But when she had passed away, I scrapped the idea. It kind of broke my heart. And her and I had something locked in, you know, by like. Because I DJ'd for her at the Smokers Ball up in Lansing, Michigan last summer, and she was like, yo, we got to get down. We got to throw something. She was like, I want to come to your city and check it out. And I was like, I definitely wanted to have her in my city, too, because I was like, I would love to have you here. Because when I cut up her set, you know, she was really liking the hip-hop sense of flavor that I was giving her set. And she was, like, down to do something.
Can you... I don't know too much about. I know there's a DJ, like a DJ DJ's a party, like a wedding, and then there's a DJ that goes like with the rapper or something. What is the difference? Like what? How come your thing is a little different? Like what is your actual job?
The cool thing about being a DJ and the DJ culture itself is that there's so many different kinds of DJs.
Oh, okay.
You know, you'll have wedding DJs. There's new style transformed, you know, wedding DJs. Not, it's just not a title. It's all about if people actually study on turntables, or if people actually try to learn the culture, as in for skills. Like scratching or juggling or, you know, what have you. There's a lot of DJs out there that actually just hit play that aren't turntablists. See, that's the difference with DJs. There's button pushing DJs that just only hit play the whole time. And then there's actually guys that get on turntables and do tricks. And those are called turntablists, and they're highly skilled. DJs, but they basically take a lot of time on learning all the trick mixes to do live. So when you're actually seeing a turntablist perform live, like I'm going to do tonight at Wesley's Bar.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, tonight.
With the Sandman, thank you, Sandman.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for having me, brother. You already know it's all love.
That's
but what
awesome.
I'm saying is, though, is that like when you have a trick mixing turntablist DJ, he's gonna wow the crowd.
Okay.
He's gonna, he's gonna scratch. He's gonna use his arms or his knees, or he's gonna spin move, or he's gonna do something that had the crowd going ooh and ah. When you have other DJs that aren't, skilled, they're still DJs. I'm not trying to hate on them. They might have a They might have
I
a
asked
great
you a question,
they might have a great perspective on how to win the crowd over by not mixing or by just hitting play or there's just like I said, there's so many different styles of DJs, from club DJs, bar DJs, show DJs, like live on stage DJs that turn to tour DJs.
It's not one size fits all.
Yeah, but like I said, even wedding DJs, any DJ can learn how to mix or scratch.
Yeah,
you just have to build the muscle memory, and it takes time. There's not one DJ that can just hop on a set of turntables and just kill it right now without actually learning the fundamental side of turntables and turntablism.
So that's when you go, it's like performing a show. When you go with those rappers and singers and stuff, you're actually you're doing a show, using your elbow.
Because sometimes rappers was like this. They like, they like, warm up my set. So you go up on stage, you juggle, you scratch, you do your little thing, and then play a couple classic bangers that everyone knows that they're singing along and they're all hyped up and they're fist pumping, they're ready to go. And then I drop their music, and then my artist runs out on stage and the crowd's already prepped, ready to rock and roll. And
so
then we hit them.
Yeah,
we hit him with the flats.
So that's the kind of DJ you do.
That's what kind of DJ I am. I mean, I've done everything from radio station shows. I did my own podcast for 1.5 years on Power 109 with Frank Wright. Shout out to my boy Frank Rizzle. Yeah. It was the Rage Cage, me and Eli the Sniper.
2013?
2013,
Damn,
yeah. It's been a hot minute.
Time ago.
But,
so that was like right when podcasts and stuff started.
Yeah, and we literally like had some of the hottest rappers in the game in Toledo on our podcast interviewed, as well as we had live DJ sets, and I interviewed DJs as well. So tried to show love to the scene, kind of like what you're doing, man. Same thing. I mean, not kind of. I mean, he's doing it. He's showing love to the scene on all different kinds of levels, from from food to, like I said, DJs. I mean, he really doing it. Yogi the Bear, man, follow him.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm trying to help people promote all their events and everything. So, do you have any events coming up? Today's opening day, but this thing's not coming on until after opening day. So,
it's all
any events coming up after, like next? I know you got some stuff.
Yeah, I got 420 at the Code, and that's the 16th annual Madman Mahizi 420 blowout thrown by 6 Digit, and he's got Tommy Jackson. T-Jax is helping him put it together this year at the Code. So I'm gonna drop some heat there. Yeah, I have a show at Prime on the 22nd with my boy Eddie Ortega, Explicit. Okay. So I appreciate you for having me, big dog. It's always all love. I have May 4th with my boy Bobby Doe and Underpaid Andy. It's May the 4th. Be With You showcase up in Detroit at the Diesel Concert Lounge with my boy Bakelo and Zitro and Histio and a whole slew of homies from Detroit. So in the Detroit Underground, we about to shred that. I have the Garbage Can Dinner too. I think that's in like July. Okay. And I'm throwing a show in June, and I'm not going to tell you yet where at and what, but it's coming.
Yeah, we'll have another podcast before that to go real deep into that one.
I appreciate you. Yeah, that's all love, man. Like I said, we
because we'll talk about this, and then we'll
stay above the bar, as in like I like to stay booked. Months and months ahead.
Yeah, I want to help you promote all your stuff from here on out. Trust me.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, we can have, because the thing is, I'm gonna have this podcast every week for the rest of my life.
Oh, word!
Like for every week. Yeah. So I mean,
keep going, man. All you can do is
if I have it every week, I can help you promote certain things, like especially like that thing that you had last year. You had that big barbecue event.
Yeah, the Toledo Barbecue DJ Festival. I did that at Main Street.
Yeah.
That's a one-off, so I'll never do that again. But I had over 40. Well, I had over 40 DJs, and I had over 5 stages of DJs from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. It was great, even though I booked it at the same time as the German American Festival.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know that when I booked the date on the calendar.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of like, but I still managed to make, you know, a lot of money.
Yeah.
I paid for my food costs. I paid for the sound and everything for the room. So, I mean, everything was beautiful. Yeah. I mean, it was just really hard to compete with the German American Festival because, you know, everyone and their mom in Toledo that is hip to that, you know, is there. So, but like I said, it was still successful.
So, okay, so that's a one-off, but now you know it's possible to do things like that. You can call that, you can have something else sort of like that, and I want to help you promote it. Every year when you do your yearly big thing, me and my wife, we can make videos, we can make TikToks, we can make whatever. We can come to the place, we can help you promote it through our podcast, have you on, do whatever.
He does more than just a podcast. You hearing this?
Yeah, because we're trying to grow our social media by us helping people grow their events and businesses and stuff. Our social media will grow, and I think that's gonna help us grow as people. And we see. I
like this guy's style. I'm definitely going to throw a music and food festival next year. I have a couple meetings coming up in the next couple weeks to solidify. I'm looking for a really nice venue or a festival grounds. I haven't really decided yet what I'm going to do, but it's coming. I'll just put it that way. It's all migrating in my head.
Yeah, we gotta keep them interested. We gotta. Food. Let's go into food. You got a chance? Do you have a Danish? Sorry.
A lot of people do call me Danish. DJ Danish.
Dankish.
Yeah. I definitely support heavy on the marijuana culture.
Yeah, Dankish.
DJ Dankish was migrated from, you know, some good dank.
Yeah.
Like, I really wanted to. I was trying to like figure out how I could change my name and make it marketable. And I was doing a show up in Michigan just before it really hit in. And we did this activist show for marijuana, like to try and legalize it and all this and that. And that's when I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and change my name. Because when I looked at the hashtags on my old DJ name, which was DJR, there was tons of them on Instagram. So as far as I know, I'm hoping I'm the only DJ Dankish.
DJ Dankish.
It's all good. It's a marketable name, like I said. It can stretch more ways than one.
Yeah, so. I mess it up all the time. I was even practicing watching your videos. I was watching videos of you saying it for me to say it right, and I still mess it up.
It's all love.
But it's all good. It's all love.
I had a friend call me DJ Dankish a couple times, actually multiple friends. And one of my friends made a little graphic design flyer, and it had a Danish on it, and it had my name on it. It said DJ Danish, and I lost it. It was funny as hell.
Yeah, that's like him just like doing some funny stuff.
Yeah, he already knew.
Yeah, that's super funny. So tell me about your Dankish Treats and Eats. What's that about? I know you love to cook.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I've been cooking for over 20 years.
You're basically
my daughter over the years.
Cook, right? A professional cook.
I've opened my own restaurant from scratch pre-COVID. It was a steakhouse over in Oregon, Ohio. It was called Moonshine Flats Bar and Bistro. I wrote the whole menu in like 5-6 hours. It was like we sold like tomahawk steaks and, you know, filet mignons and strip steaks and Delmonico's, so we did all that. But unfortunately, things it wasn't run the way we wanted it to run from the front of the house by the ownership with our investor. So we ended up parting ways. It stayed open for quite a while though, and we had some really good customers that said that those were the best steaks they ever ate. So I was happy about that. I've actually, like I said, I've opened my own restaurant, so that was big for me. I've been an executive chef of a handful of restaurants. I've opened a whole bunch of restaurants in Toledo for restaurant owners in town. However, I'm definitely going to open up a food truck here soon. A Dankish Eats and Treats truck. And I'm doing a food show called Dankish Treats and Eats on Roxtv. It's a Detroit-based media group, and they've done some tours with Insane Clown Posse, and they worked with the legendary Rude Boy and DJ Carlito from Psychopathic Records. So Roxtv is on the rise, and I'm just thankful to be one of the guys that help get it going and lift it off the ground and give it a good push on whatever I could give it a push for. Like, they were so busy, but we made a lot of different show moves together, and we built like a family together, like real tight-knit people. Yeah. And shout out to Bob Rocks, like I said, DJ Carlito, and my boy Rude Boy. Yeah. That's my fam right there. That's Roxtv right there.
Yeah, that's Roxtv. That's the guys who run it.
Yep. And my boy Craig. So that's the squad. You know what I'm saying? That's when the world spins. We just gonna keep spinning. You know what I mean?
So your show Dankish Treats Eats, that will be on Roxtv, their YouTube channel.
www.roxtv.com. You'll also find us on YouTube as well.
Okay. So there's a website.
Instagram. Okay. I also have the page on Facebook that I just made. I need to make a Facebook or an Instagram page as well. But yeah, we interview like rappers, bands, DJs, and we have a little smoke sesh. So in the beginning, we catch the munchies. Then I get down. I put on the old chef coat. I get in the kitchen. I bring all my own commercialized professional cooking equipment. So like a flat top grill. I start cooking. You know what I mean? And then we eat, and then we sit down again, and then we talk and we smoke. Because, I'm the type of guy, I can't eat until I smoke. So I'm going to smoke, then I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to smoke again. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the Dankish in me. Yeah. And then, like I said, we're going to talk about, hip-hop and what my people's doing. Kind of like sort of what you're doing, but just like on a different parameter. You know what I'm saying? Different level. But I love what you're doing, man. Yeah, I like how you're really showing love to the scene in Toledo. I mean, there's a lot of talent here. There's a lot of good people, a lot of hardworking people, from rappers to DJs to bands to guys that are throwing podcasts. I mean, dude, it's just all love.
Yeah,
I love you, Toledo and Detroit. But like I said, I love my Midwest people. We work so hard, and people don't understand that, like, it's not easy to blow up out here. And I'm not famous. I've worked with a lot of famous people, but I'm still humble. I'm still working hard as ever, over 40 hours a week. I'm still out here throwing shows with new talent and old school talent that I've really developed bonds with, like my people, 6 Digit, T-Jax, A-Laws. I mean, the list goes on. My boy M80. So there's just a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that like... you build bonds with by doing shows and doing albums. Like I threw a phenomenal album last year, Street Dank, and I had Hobson on it. I had Corrupt from the Dog Pound on it. I had Chris Rivers, which is Big Pun's son, was on my my album. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, I really did have an amazing album put together. Busy Bones on it. I mean, the national features on this album. So look it up. It's on SoundCloud. I might put it on YouTube. The only reason I put it on SoundCloud is just because I do what I want with it. You know what I mean? Like,
it's yours.
Well, I'm not trying to sell it either, because a lot of the rappers trusted me, and I wasn't trying to get over on anyone by selling it. I said, I just want to put it out there for my friends to be heard. I wasn't trying to make no money off of it. Like, I was just trying to be like, hey, check out my friends' music. They really dope. Like my boy Saya, I mean, he just murdered it with him in that Busy Bone track. And also with him and Cannabis and M80. And who else was in that track? Was it Crooked Eye? No, it wasn't Crooked Eye. No, it was just Cannabis. No, it was so sick, though. I mean, these tracks I had on this album. So look it up on SoundCloud. DJ Dankish presents Street Dank. It was so fire, bro. I think you'd like it, too. Because it's all features, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. There's so much stuff that you did that it's kind of overwhelming if you start looking into you. Like when you start actually looking into your, like, everything you've done. Like,
it's been blessed by God, man. I owe it all to God, first and foremost. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. He made me who I am right now. I don't even know how. Like I said, I was working in a restaurant 12 hours a day, mad as hell at the world, not making enough money. Because back then, pre-COVID, people that were experienced cooks like myself weren't making the kind of money that we're making now, regardless of like what kind of experience you had. Like places were just trying to pay you chump change. Okay. So I was already mad at the world. So then when I became a DJ, I anteed up my cash, you know what I'm saying? So I started making double and triple because I'm out here DJing, doing these shows and doing these blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop. But, you know, I was getting my cash up, so life got better, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, you know how I've been asking you, how did you start this and how did you start that? Yeah. And you always refer to somebody like, yeah, this guy taught me this. Is there people that you've taught on your road? Is there people that look up to you and stuff like that? Do you feel like...
The only person that I've taught anything DJ-wise is Mike Vegas. I showed him some scratch tricks and stuff like that, and I don't take credit for his scratching or whatever. But I've noticed he's gotten a little bit better, and he got passionate about it, and he likes to scratch. So, I mean, I'm giving him some love. He was the only person I've ever taught anything how to DJ.
That's cool.
I just basically am self-taught.
Yeah.
I've had a couple people show me little pointers, but basically I was just taught myself in the basement. Just demanding muscle memory. You know, every single day you're going to pick up on something new if you're really determined to learn it, you know?
Yeah. I just feel like we always gotta like through our road in life, you know, we look up to people, or maybe someone teaches us how to do a DJ or how to do this, how to clean, how to do that, because I have a cleaning business. And you know, people teach us stuff. So I think that, you know, along the way we gotta at least show somebody. You know, it's cool to show it, but they gotta show you too. They got to show that they're worth it, you know, worth the effort to put your effort and your time into it.
Like I said in the very beginning, you know, I lived in a house of like 5 DJs. We had a house of like a whole bunch of homies, like me, DJ Asian Steve, DJ Preston Prescott, Chris Brown, which he was a promoter and a DJ, DJ Big Rube. So we had so many homies all living in one house. Yeah. I was like forced to be a DJ, like just by nature, because like these guys is always like, man, when you gonna learn how to DJ? Yeah. And I don't know how many times it was like, bro, just learn how to DJ. Like, get up there. We tired of playing tracks at the house parties. Yeah. And that's why I really did it, because like, I was like, damn, man, they always tell me get up there, but I don't know how to do this. I felt salty, you know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why I want to learn, just so that way I could just kind of throw a little dope ass party. You know what
you always had good like music sense. Like you knew what songs would get people going and stuff like that, huh? Because you always had like good like playlists and shit.
Like back in the day, I remember I used to throw house parties in high school. When I went to Lake in Central Catholic. Well, actually, my mom and dad got divorced when I was a freshman at Central, so I was forced to go back to my home school at Lake High School out in the country. But I was one of them cats that was just throwing house bangers. My mom was always going to West Virginia all the time because my grandmother was sick. So me being a 15, 16-year-old kid, and my mom and dad were, you know, divorced, I had the house to myself. So what do? I have a couple buddies, you know, we stayed the night playing hip hop. I had a monster sound system in the house. So that's all we did was just throw parties, you know what I'm saying? And just throw house bangers. And I threw a couple really big house parties that even the cops shut down.
Oh, so you were known.
In Walbridge, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, where's your parents at? And I was like, honestly, I told them, and they were really cool. They said, everyone needs to leave and you need to go to bed and lay it down for the night, little homie. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember the officer's name now, but much love to you for letting me slide, because I remember I turned around when he walked away. I was like, I love all of you, but whoever's staying, cool. If not, whoever's not, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone bolted out. It was wild.
So that was back in the CD days, probably. You probably had all the little CDs.
CDs and cassette tapes, because I had like a 6-disc CD changer. Oh, yeah, cassettes. And I had cassettes. Yeah. So I had like classic shit from like ICP to Dayton Family to Brother Lynch Hung to Tupac and Big to you name it, man. I had DJ Quick. I had all that shit just pounding. I no wonder the cops showed up. That shit was cranked all the way up to the maximum. And I had like really nice, I think they were like Pioneer, like 12-inch like house speakers that my dad left for us, that in fact I inherited, obviously. And I beat them speakers out the box, bro. I'm talking, we had that whole block. I'm sure those people those old people in Walbridge hated me. I'm sorry. I could not help it. I just was a young kid, 15, 16. I just liked music so much. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I remember you used to live right there by Vito's, right?
Yeah.
That little house.
Yes,
Did
sir.
you used to work at Vito's, right?
No, a couple of my homies did. Little Smitty.
I remember they used to deliver pizza. Like people used to hang out.
We used to hang out there all the time and play the Roxtv video game because it was free because it was broken. So you didn't have to put no quarters in there. So I just go up there and just get a pizza and just play Roxtv. Just hit the button and just play.
That's a cool little town, man. They had the 7-Eleven,
the Skillet.
the little.
Hey, man, the Skillet, man. They had some of the best hamburgers and chili dogs in the world ever. I don't care what anyone says. That shit was fire, though.
Yeah, that little town was cool. But it's a little scary town with the police and shit. But
yeah,
but if you know them, if you know them, if you like a kid from the town, they ain't really gonna mess with you.
Well, I was a kid from the town back in the day, but they messed with me constantly. But that's probably just because I was a dumbass kid. You know what I'm saying? I was always in trouble and doing something that I definitely shouldn't have been doing. But I'm all grown now. I love you, Walbridge.
Yeah, I got pulled over one time and I had some shit in the bag, boy. And I was like, oh, that's it. I'm about to go to jail. I'm about to go to jail. And the cop's like, just slow down, stop going so, because I lived there. He's like, just slow down and stop going so fast. And I was like, all right, sir, officer. I just kept driving. I was like, man, I'm so glad he didn't like search the car. What the fuck?
I grew up out there, man. Like I said, I lived all over the place. We had moved quite a bunch until we finally landed that house in Walbridge. But we lived on the east side. We lived Millbury, Northwood. I mean, my family moved around a little bit. You know what I mean?
How did you have such a hip hop culture? I feel like you always had a hip hop culture.
I'm gonna be honest with this one.
Yeah, because Walbridge is not hip hop. You know what I mean?
Believe it or not, it really was. Because in the mid '80s, there was a guy that lived behind us. It was my neighbor. His name was Dave Rowland. Big Dave. You're gonna love this. You're gonna love this because you were the one that got me going, dog. It was like 85, 86. And I was always at the Walbridge school basketball court hooping. You know, we was always whoop-de-whoop every single day. And Big Dave was always bringing his boombox down to the court. And he was like he was pretty much grown almost. I think he was like a junior or senior in high school when I was just a little kid, you know what I'm saying, coming up. So it was like 85, 86, 87, man. This dude was bringing his boombox playing Too Short. He was playing LL Cool J. I mean, he was playing the joints, right? Public Enemy, I mean, this dude was playing all that. And I tell my mom I want this tape, you know, I want to get Too Short. She's like, you ain't getting that tape, you know? Like, I used to throw a fit. Finally, they ended up getting me these tapes. I had an NWA tape, I had Too Short, I had everybody in the late 80s, early 90s. Because I threw such a fit. I was obviously a brat-ass kid. But I blame it on Big Dave. I mean, it was on Dave's court. We even on the cement, we put Dave's court.
Oh yeah,
in the cement because we used to hoop all the time. But he was like Jordan, like we was little kids. This dude was dunking on the rim like crazy style. But he always had the jams going. So I was like, I just felt like I was programmed with hip hop from that moment on. Like, you know, like I said, it was like 85, 86, 87. I'm listening to Too Short. So I'm growing up. I listened to Too Short pretty much my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
me too,
like
man.
Literally. Same thing with Eazy-E and Dre. Tupac, like all in the early 90s, you know, Digital Underground.
Bro, I thought I was the biggest player.
Locked in.
I used to listen to Too Short, and I thought I was the biggest player growing up. For real, bro.
Dude, I'll be honest with you, man. I love hip-hop, and it really is a way of life, the way you dress, the way you feel, the way you talk, the way you personify, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a culture.
So that's how that. So what I want to ask you is, how did you get into the foods and stuff like that? Because that's how you got into like that culture. How did you get into the food culture?
Over 20-some years ago, my daughter was born. You know, she was born in 2000, and I was really under the gun. Like I was under pressure on getting a job because you know she was born. You know, I had to get out here. You know, and really start paying my child support and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because right off the rip, I'm paying child support. And it was all respect and love. I just worked in a couple like warehouses and stuff like that, and it just wasn't for me. I worked at a tire place. I hated that shit. I was like, hell no, I gotta get the hell out of this bitch. But one of my buddies was a manager at Chili's, and he's like, bro, have you ever tried cooking? He's like, I know you like to smash, bro. You like good food. He's like, just try it once. I'm like, and I debated. I mean, I kicked it around for a couple weeks, and then finally I was like, you know what? I'll try this. And I started off on Fry Side,
Yeah.
and I was working on Airport Highway, the Chili's, and it was busy as hell, man. I'm talking, I was getting punched in the mouth every morning, and I wasn't a good cook. I didn't know how to do this kind of life back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can feed a whole restaurant damn near by my own set of hands now.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm over there crying and whining for a manager to help me because I'm getting crushed on Fry Side.
Yeah.
I'm getting all these, you know, all these egg rolls coming in, all these different chicken wings and all this shit. And I'm like, I don't know how to do none of this shit. And they just left me over there. But
just let you learn.
But you know, I learned it. I got it down. I was killing it. And then I got bored at Chili's. You know, I worked there for a couple years, and that's when I went to Jed's. And that's when Jed's, it was Super Jed's on Reynolds. It was the second Jed's because, you know, they had the, or I think it was the third Jed's, but the first actual Jed's was Holiday Park in Perrysburg.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
They had the one on Heather Downs, and that's the one that I had worked at. And we were doing 15, 20,000 plus, you know, every night.
Damn.
And I mean, I'll be honest with you, that Jed's barbecue itself, the old Super Jed's, the old Jed South, made me into the kind of cook I am now because I was just a straight hustler. I mean, you had to be good and fast.
Oh,
and
yeah?
I sold a lot of barbecue in my day, dude. Like, that shit, these hands have shook many, many, many chicken wings, bro. It's comical. But like I said, man, I'm just a beast at barbecuing. And like I said, I've been a head chef of an executive chef of a Mongolian stir fry place, executive chef of a steakhouse. So I've done a lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
I've worked in Mexican cuisine as well.
Okay.
So I've been so many different places working in food, but I love it.
Yeah.
And it's good with the, you know, the ladies too, because you know what I'm saying? Like, I've had a couple girls that I've dated over the years that would like absolutely love that I can cook, you know, so they don't have to do it all the time. Because women always feel like it's imperative that they have to know how to cook. It's not always like that. You just let old Dankish in there and you'll just have to step aside and watch magic, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Promise.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's pretty sweet. That's a good way to learn how to cook food so you can feed people, your family, your friends, and it's like it builds community and shit like that.
Yeah, and I love having like family and friend cookouts. Like this summer, I plan on you know, smoking at least 50 to 100 pounds of ribs and have a bunch of my friends and family over. Play cornhole and horseshoes out back and eat good and just kick it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Drink good the whole nine.
Yeah,
I'm not a drinker. I don't get drunk or not. I honestly, that's just not me. But I mean, I'm not knocking who does. But a couple social drinks with the homies and the family is great for me.
Yeah, you're more of a smoker.
Yeah.
Dank.
Dankish, baby.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, okay, some of the stuff that I talk about, you know, on my podcast.
Yeah.
I want to talk about social media creation part. Tell me a little bit about that. Do you see a positive side to grow your businesses, your DJing, your...
It's really good to grow your brand through different social media platforms. The more that you have, I feel, the more it's going to just... It's like a Big Bang Theory. It's just going to... You know what I mean? And that's what's happened to me. You know, I've got Instagram and Snapchat, and I didn't do TikTok. I've thought about it, but honestly, I already have too much.
Yeah, they're about to ban
going
it
on.
anyway,
You know,
so.
Facebook also.
Yeah.
To be real, man, I think my strongest platform is definitely Instagram. I have over like 20 or 12,000 followers. But on Facebook, I feel is more of a stronger local platform for me, like promotional wise, like when I'm promoting DJ gigs and stuff like that. So yeah,
because all your friends are on there, like people that know you personally, and they can even share. You know what I mean? Facebook is kind of switching though too. Facebook, it used to be just friends and families, right? Yeah. But now they want to turn into like this new, like almost like a TikTok. So they're actually letting people follow you. Yeah. So some people can follow you without, they can just follow you and watch your reels. Yeah. Instead of, and some people.
Without even friending you.
Yeah, without knowing like your personal information. Which is awkward to me.
That's kind of weird to me.
Yeah, but the thing is Facebook is trying to switch, because the thing is TikTok is, it's like the #1 app right now.
Yeah, it just blew up, and Zuckerberg's trying to make that dough.
So, but they're trying. The government's trying to get rid of TikTok. So TikTok's right now.
Is it ran by like
China's
government or something?
Yeah, so they're trying to get rid of all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't matter because they get rid of one, another one's gonna create it. We just got to start making videos on that one.
Right.
So whatever, they're gonna make a USA talk.
They can't stop us. You know what I'm
they can't stop us.
Just continue to keep doing what we love to do. So
I don't care if they get rid of TikTok. They can just make USA talk, and I'll get on USA talk, and then I'll start making videos on that. Right?
I just can't keep up with the platforms. This is too much. But like I said, I like to promote on these platforms just to let people know what I'm doing and to come out and hang out with me. That's all it is. Just come kick it. Yeah, because
some people look at it like a bad thing. I look at it like promoting my business, promoting other people's business. Look at it as a positive way, inspirational stuff, motivational stuff.
Same thing when I ran the restaurant, when I opened up Moonshine Flats. You know, we had a Moonshine Flats page, and you know, people were posting on that page that it was the best steaks they ever had. You know, and that to me, just that alone, for example, just made me feel great. So it's always really imperative to have your own pages. Like I have a Dankish Treats and Eats page that you can like and follow. Smash that like button for me, please. And thank you. I love you if you do. If you don't, I still love you, but still give me that like. Dankish Treats and Eats
for sure
on Roxtv.
Yeah, and subscribe to Big Yogi'z Garage too.
Yes, please.
A lot of people watch the thing, but they haven't subscribed, man. Come on, subscribe to the channel. It's right down here somewhere. Okay, let me ask you some more of my questions. Who growing up were your role models? Like, I don't know, rappers, I don't know, DJs, who
my role models were my dad and my two uncles and my grandfather. It's just the men in my life, you know what I mean? Like my Uncle Dave, my Uncle Mike, my grandpa, Tricky Dicky, that's what we called him. Rest in peace. Love you, dude.
Oh, man, rest in peace.
My dad, like I said, my grandfather Frank, my grandpa Bob, because I had 3 different grandpas. So it was just the men in my life, you know, they were inspirational. And I mean, no offense to my women in my life, you know what I'm saying? But like the men, I was just like, I was focused around.
Were they hardworking men?
Yeah, absolutely.
It showed you like what it is to be a hard worker.
Yeah, they were, well, my grandfathers, one of them, he had his own business. And then my other grandfather was a train engineer. And then my other grandfather worked at Chrysler. And then my dad was a welder. And then my Uncle Dave, he was an engineer on CSX. And then my other uncle, Uncle Mike, he owns his own business in construction. So that's why I was really wanting to have my own food truck and have my own business someday. It's because I spent the last 20 years paying off my child support. I mean, I grinded. I went without for many, many years, you know what I'm saying? Just not having nothing. So that's why when I became a DJ, it was actually helping me financially too. Not just, you know, becoming who I am and this and that or what, you know, blah, blah, blah. It was actually helping me pay off my child support. It was more than just a way of life. Like it was actually paying me, and I paid off my child support. And like I said, I learned from like really strong, hardworking men, and that's where I developed my work ethic from in food. And I paid off my child support, and now here I am. Okay. And I'm ready to start off my own business and working hard on my show.
That's awesome, man. Okay, so let's talk about your dreams and goals.
Well, my dream and my goal is the same thing, and that's to open another restaurant with my own menu items again. I know it's a lot of work, a lot of stress, but I feel like it won't be that bad if I have it on my own watch. As in, what I mean by that is having my own food truck. I can make my own schedule, my own time. I can pull up to wherever I want, do whatever I want, when I want. But if I'm running my own restaurant, well, I got to live by the restaurant's hours and how many cooks I have, you know what I mean? And that gets strenuous, you know what I mean? And especially working, you know, anywhere from 75 to as many hours as you can in a week, you know. I remember working all 7 days, 10, 12, 14 hours a day. So I really don't want to do that again. I got too much going to just be stuck in a restaurant all day long. But like I said, I'm gonna get the Dankish Eats and Treats truck up and running. I'm not gonna tell you what kind of food it is yet. I'm just gonna leave that alone. I already have multiple menus. I know what I'm gonna do with it. But it's coming.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Trust me.
We'll have an episode about that too.
It's gonna be fire though. Trust me. If you like good food, you can rock with me.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely,
man.
you already
Thank
know.
you so much. I appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you having me.
Yeah. I want to help you promote anything you have coming up.
That's
anything
love.
for any kind of thing. I want to have you on.
Thank you, man.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week on Big Yogi'z Garage.